Hi, everyone. How are you?
Good, how are
Good.
you?
Good. So, my first question for you all is actually just obviously this season, we see a lot of the characters making very difficult decisions for themselves, despite how hard it must be. So, I just wanted you guys to just tell us how you felt that that played into your character's growth for this season.
For me specifically, I felt like Emily was able to finally make certain choices that she's been prolonging and delaying, which enabled her to feel more grounded in her environment and therefore less of the butt of some of the jokes, I think, which was a really fun transition to play. Like the comedy gets to stand on its own within the different characters and their storylines, and Emily gets to feel a bit more like a local and more grounded. Of course, it's a comedy, but there's also so much heart and so much relatability and groundedness that Emily gets to explore this season within her emotional range that I was very excited to portray. And also to embrace more of the French culture for my character specifically, because she's always going to be Emily from Chicago, but this season I think she gets to feel even more Emily in Paris, you know?
For Camille, what is exciting is like we get to see her vulnerable side. So I'm very happy that we get to see that. And also her work side. We see her at the gallery. We see her passionate about her job. We see her passionate in relationships. Obviously, like the last two episodes for my character are like the cliffhanger. She's trying to make choices. She's trying to make her own path, like stop people like deciding for her. Like, for example, her family, her mom, they're all deciding for her. For once, she wants to choose for herself.
And I think that, something I love about Mindy is she has always been such a good like support and a warm support to those around her, and a breath of reality and honesty as well. But in doing so, that's always been kind of a mask for the fact that she's not quite able to stand up to herself. She, ran away from what her life was rather than facing it. She spent a lot of the first two seasons getting the bravery and really leading on new band members, new roommates, new people to find bravery, instead of just standing up for herself and standing up on her own. And I think that especially with the new relationship with Nicola and beautifully played by Paul Foreman, I think that what she has to do is she has to say, I need this from a friend and I need this from you, and I'm not willing to compromise on either. And I think that she finally feels understood by somebody. And I love something that one of the lines that really sunk deep with me is she says to Benoit, I'm not going to apologize for who I am anymore. And I think that's the first time she really is going to stick to that. So she finds somebody that she loves and who loves her and understands who she is, and she doesn't have to hide anything. But then what she also realizes is a part of her is that she's not, part of her is also having this chosen family and being with Emily. And that's not something she's willing to compromise either. So I think that what she has to do is she has to say, I need this from a friend and I need this from you, and I'm not willing to compromise on either. And I think that she finally feels understood by somebody. And I love something that one of the lines that really sunk deep with me is she says to Benoit, I'm not going to apologize for who I am anymore. And I think that's the first time she really is going to stick to that. So she finds somebody that she loves and who loves her and understands who she is, and she doesn't have to hide anything. But then what she also realizes is a part of her is that she's not, part of her is also having this chosen family and being with Emily. And that's not something she's willing to compromise either. So I think that making the choice to stand up for herself, as like all these women do, was really cool and deepening in this season.
For sure. My second question is for Ashley. Mindy obviously has been having so many great performances through the season. So I was just wondering, for you, which was one of the performances from this season that you enjoyed doing the most?
Yeah, I always love singing in French, mostly because for me, good singing comes from lyrics first, like really knowing what you're saying. And when I'm singing in a different language, that means I really have to investigate what is the translation, what are the actual words I'm saying. I'm not gonna just make really pretty sounds. And I think that the French language is so beautiful in its tones and its warmth of vowels to be able to sing in, and there's something romantic and guttural about it. So even singing the very first song, Je deux amours, and I think a lot of the songs this season are kind of interwoven into scenes and kind of propel the story forward as a whole. And I think I really love singing that, and I love singing Shallow in French too.
Amazing. And my last question for all of you, if you could describe this season in one word, in French or English, what would it be?
Surprise. Surprise.
Ooh.
Elevated.
Ooh. Deepening. Deep.
Yeah,
Wait.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depth.
Third.
Thank you guys so much for your time and congrats on the new season.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.